Short form media is literally frying your brain, and phone addiction is a bigger issue than any other type of addiction ever will be in your entire life. Addiction is not a chemical reaction. Addiction is an emotional reaction. It is somebody developing an unhealthy emotional dependence slash bond to some sort of inanimate thing. And we know this for a fact. We know this scientifically. It's why rats in a cage with cocaine won't even touch the cocaine as long as they have other rats and fun things to do and plenty of food. It's our community and our environment that is the problem. And so the reason that social media and short form content is so sinister is because it is directly applicable to exactly what you want. This algorithm finds exactly what resonates with you from any part of you, any trauma, any interest, anything that makes you angry, anything that makes you sad, and it emotionally exploits your nervous system in order to keep you hooked. It is dangerously unique in its adaptability, and I genuinely believe it causes some kind of fucking psychosis, if we're being honest. We're not built to handle the amount of information, the emotional stimulus, the visual stimulus. We can go through these things and you're not going to die if you keep watching it, but your memory is going to become fragmented. You're going to have a hard time picturing yourself in this life narrative and really recalling where you are and what you're doing and what journey you're on. You're going to have a hard time fitting things into a bigger picture without that picture being directed and warped by all of the shit that you've consumed online. You're going to be more closed-minded based on the information that you've been fed and the quantity of information that you've been fed on this versus the real world. There comes a point in time where your brain does not understand the difference between this and the real world, right? It's just an experience like everything else. So if you are constantly on this phone more than you are experiencing the real world, this world will feel more real than this one. And this world doesn't work by the same rules. This world is information. It's echoes and echoes and echoes and ideas and nonsense and garbage. And that's why it's such a dangerous addiction, because at least other addictions to conventional drugs and things exist within the context of your narrative in life. Do not disconnect you completely from ideas and information and a overarching story. Yes, you're going through a hard time and you need to rely on something. That is a story that has been told thousands and thousands of times. But the story that has not been told, and the story that is so much scarier and covert, is the person who lost touch with their sense of reality because they were engaging with a fake version of it, to an extent where the things that they were trying to replace in reality, like friends, community, whatever, they are completely satisfied with in this fake alternative state of reality that is presented on this phone. It's an addiction that never ends. And it doesn't just never end, it totally tunes you out from being able to see beyond the noise. It is all encompassing in that sense. It traps you in this narrow-minded version of reality that is, again, extremely adaptable and unique to your specific experience and traumas and interests and engagement. Which brings me to my larger point, which is that short form media is the exact reverse spiritual opposite to meditation. If meditation is relaxing fully into this moment and letting go of all attachments and all information and just being with the thing that you are totally and sensuously, then short form media is forming attachment upon attachment, agitating your mind in every conceivable way, constantly putting you in this discombobulated, dissociative state. This is why I advocate for things like Monkeyless, because I think it's genius and I wish people would understand really what an app like Monkeyless is doing. Making somebody meditate in order to go on their short form media apps, which that's what I use it for. If you're using it to block YouTube, so be it. But it's a genius way of stopping this never ending cycle. Truly, the only way that you can escape an addiction that is this pervasive to your specific personality and way of viewing the world and is through mindfulness. There's nothing else that works except mindfulness, because mindfulness is the only thing that immediately connects you to this reality that exists outside of information. It is the only thing that disconnects you from this conceptual glue that's sticking you to your phone. So while I think meditation is effective for getting over any kind of addiction, I think if you have any sort of addiction, understanding the object of your desire and gaining clarity and wisdom on why you want it and why it matters to you is an important part of letting go of that addiction. I think that's just emotionally true. I think that's what therapy does for people with addiction. I think it is especially effective for short form content and media and phone addiction, specifically. This has been month 2 over me using it instead of my other apps. And honestly, it has made such a massive difference because it doesn't just prevent me from the thing. it disenchants me. It changes how I feel about these apps and about the way I use my time. And that level of freedom in an app that can give you that kind of freedom is something I genuinely want to advocate for on a personal level. I think this is the primary issue of today's society, and we want to look at supplements and, workout and all the where everybody's optimizing a million other parts of their life, like all this other shit. But this is the primary thing. This is why everybody is fucking weird nowadays. This is why everybody is so fucking confused and agitated, and we're also passive. Like everything that's going on in the government and just around the world right now is horrible, but we're just taking it. We're just sitting back and watching all of it like it's just information, because that's how we process shit now. We just process shit non-emotionally from this dissociated state of engagement that we do with our phones, that we do with puzzles, like things that require analysis from us. We have no direct emotional, spiritual, existential connection to the things that are going on in this life and in the world. Anyways, personal note, I made this longer form video because I genuinely believe in this shit. And I'm so tired of people being like, oh, why are you shilling out for this? Come on, Court. You don't understand what this app is trying to do. You don't see the vision. And also, I just have to say, I don't know who's watching this. I hope Wing is watching this. Wing, the owner of this app, is an amazing individual. And his character speaks so loudly to what the app will become. And I think it will go so far because there's such a kind and generous person in the position he's in. So I believe on it on multiple levels. And I'm not just making this video to shill out to you, but because I want to explain the deeper understanding that I have of it and why I support it and why I'm partnered with them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the rant. Take care, everybody.